Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Factly Digest. This is a series of lives that we do from our studio in house. This is the 17th edition, the 17th time we are coming to you with this. I'm Parvati Mohan. I lead the audiovisual production efforts here at Factly. And what is the Factly Digest? Essentially, we speak to one member from two teams that work across Factly, and we come to know what is the kind of work that they've been doing, especially over the past fortnight. So, this is a fortnightly series. So, the update is basically the kind of work that they've done over the past 2 weeks. And a lot of times you will find that this is work that's directly applicable to your life, and it somehow has some impact, or it's very interesting in some way or the other. Um, because you are familiar with our work on YouTube, so this is a lot of it is also what goes on behind the scenes of what you actually see finally on the channel. And before we get into the update section, very quickly, our memberships are live, and we are happy to note that people have been joining as members and showing their support, and that's essentially what the memberships is all about, where it's a show of support for the kind of work that we do. And the perks for you, of course, are that you get access to a few exclusive emojis and priority response to your comments on our videos here on our YouTube channel. And yes, as this is a live, we will be taking questions. So do leave them in the live chat as the live progresses, and we will take them wherever we can, either in the middle or towards the end. And with that, I think let's quickly get into the updates. There's a lot of exciting work that has happened over the past 2 weeks. So we'll start off with the fact check team, and I'm joined by my colleague Sushmita. Hi, Sushmita.
I thought,
So, um, for the past several editions, we've been talking about whether it was Harsha last time or whatever, we've been talking about election related misinformation because, 5 states went to polls and all of that. But now all 5 states are done. The results have also come out. It's been over a week. But we are still not seeing a dip in, election and political, misinformation related to these 5 states, right?
yeah.
So, what are the kind of stories that you've debunked over the past 2 weeks in this space?
So yeah, like you said, in the last session, Harsha was discussing about elections in 5 states. So over the during the past fortnight, we came across, our focus has been majorly on post-elections related misinformation. So post polling, like immediately after polling, we encountered the misinformation that was majorly surrounding around post ballot votes and EVM tampering. Like for example, edited videos of VVPAT machine and EVMs were shared. So apart from that, soon after the results, like post results, we encountered fake news uh, you know around the topics like MLS switching the parties, and also speculations about chief ministerial candidates in
Hmm.
different states. So, for example, people shared, appointment letter
Hmm.
of Baba Balaknath, like he was appointed as a new chief minister of Rajasthan.
Yeah.
So that being said, we also have seen circulation of videos and photos of ex chief ministers
Hmm.
in different states as if they are the recent ones.
Yeah.
So, like for instance, images of KCR's daughter-in-law
Hmm.
while she was crying when her father passed away. Those
Hmm.
images were shared as if she was being emotional because the party,
Right.
lost the elections.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. We even had one of Shivraj Singh Chauhan's
yeah,
very personal grief being used to say that, he cried because he was not
yeah, yeah,
chosen as
exactly.
the chief
Yeah,
minister again. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But anyway, the other major event that has been in the news has been the cyclone that has caused a lot of
yeah.
havoc and severe flooding in Chennai. And, as we know, fake news often follows on close on the heels of real news. So there have been fake stories here as well. What have those been?
So, other major trend that we came across was false information around Cyclone Mijang. So, videos and photos and edited videos of tornadoes and
Hmm.
videos of cyclones from around the world were shared, saying that these are related to the present situation.
Mm.
So, for example, a video of a flooded supermarket was shared as it is the supermarket that is located in Chennai and it's
Mm.
affected by the cyclone. So yeah. So I also want to mention that events like natural calamities and elections keep reoccurring.
Yeah.
So it is easy to convince people by sharing old videos and unrelated videos
Mm.
and videos or images from the past and connecting it to the present scenario.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it is very important to be careful while and verify while sharing such kind of news related to such topics. Yeah.
Yeah. uh so I'd like to make a point about that, which is that, a lot of times, it's great if people have the, take the initiative to do like a reverse image search and figure it out for themselves. But unfortunately, even mainstream news media sometimes can propagate false stories, right? And there
Yes.
have been instances.
Yes.
So it's very important to use your sense of, parsing which is real from fake. And of course, there's a very helpful tool for that. We'll get to that in just a moment. But yeah, apart from the cyclone and the elections and all, any other prominent trends that you noticed in terms of fake news on social media platforms?
Yeah, apart from these two major topics, we also have seen a surge of misinformation regarding the financial scams, like one ring scam and a Laila Rov scam.
Mm.
So when we talk about Laila Rov scam, so here videos are shared saying that women can become rich by investing certain amount of money into this Laila Rav's investment project. So when we investigated, so we found that this woman whose video was shared, like Laila Rao herself was talking
Mm.
about the project.
Yeah.
When we investigated, we found out that this person is actually an actor, and
Mm.
that the whole project is a scam.
Yeah.
So apart from that, we also interestingly came across misinformation related to health.
Mm.
So medicines related to diabetes and also restoration of vision were shared as if celebrities and renowned journalists
Yeah.
are promoting endorsing these medicines. So yeah.
So yeah, I think very important points, very valid points raised, and especially when it comes to health and money, right? You cannot afford to take any chances whatsoever. So for health related advice, please always go to a physician. We keep saying this through our videos, through our articles, and all of it. But yeah, health advice is best taken from, professionals. And but for immediate recourse on whether such a post is fake or real, and and also anything else, these financial scams or natural disaster related and all, especially when sometimes mainstream media outlets can also get it wrong. Definitely use our WhatsApp tip line, and the number will be on your screen very soon. So save this number as a contact on your phone, and send all these fake claims to us, and we will get back to you mostly immediately. But if not, our team, our fact check team, which is Sushmita and her colleagues, will look into it and get back to you. So yeah, I think with that we're done with the fact check update. Thank you for joining, Sushmita.
Thank you, Parvati.
All right. So, very quickly, once again, the WhatsApp tip line is a great resource that you can and should use when in doubt about any information that you come across on social media. So, save the number, do all of that. And like I said earlier, memberships are live, and do consider joining. Of course, in the first place, if you aren't subscribed to our channel, please do that as well, and follow us on social media. We're at Factly India across platforms. And with that, we are ready to move into the second set of updates from another team, another vertical here at Factly. And yeah, in the previous segment, we spoke about the fact check work, the very important fact check work that has been happening over the past 2 weeks on Factly. But the other side of this fact checking, of course, is the distribution. How are we reaching out to people and letting them know that, you know, this thing that you're seeing is fake, and or it's misleading, or whatever the story behind it might be. And one way of doing that is the articles on our website, factly.in. The other, of course, is our YouTube channel where you are seeing us right now. And another very important side is, is the social media side of it, which, of course, we all know is extremely important these days. But before I go on and on about it, I think it's best that we speak to my colleague Nandita, who's here. Hi, Nandita.
Hi, Parvati.
So, yeah, you were here a few editions ago and you spoke about the communications vertical at Factly. So, before, and yes, we have an interesting update. But before we get into that, very quickly, um, I thought, you could do a quick recap for those who are joining us again, or for first time viewers, just sort of very quickly introduce this communication vertical itself.
Sure. Thanks for the introduction. You were talking about how we have our very good colleagues here who are working day in and day out to put out the fact checks, do the fact checking for people, write those articles and publish them on the website and other things. uh, where you and I come is that we are translating these written formats into audio visual medium. And like you said, it's one thing to do the fact checking process, put out the fact checks there, and it's a whole new thing to distribute these fact checks so that the relevant audiences are receiving these fact checks.
Right.
So that is where you and I come in, I guess. So with respect to that, what communications vertical at Factory does is to essentially uh, see that all these fact checks are being packaged and being distributed on various channels.
Mhm.
Like for instance, on YouTube, you are very well pros to doing pause videos wherein you are giving elaborate fact checks, what went wrong, how did you come to the conclusion that a particular claim is false, and you give the methodology. YouTube gives you that space to cover all of that. Whereas we cater different formats to different channels. Like for instance, on Instagram, because it's a short form uh, space wherein people do not have the app doesn't give us more than 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So you have to like package the entire fact check to fit within the 90 seconds to tell people that a particular thing is false. So that is what communications team does. We cater to different formats. We do different content buckets, and we publish content on different channels: long form on YouTube, short form on Instagram. We do quick updates on Twitter with respect to data stories and other things, and also LinkedIn for like various professional updates on like how our team has been working, and also the kind of regular updates on like fact checks and among other things. So that is a snapshot of what communications team does at Factly. Yeah.
Yeah, it isn't a social media marketing role. It is an active communication vertical in itself. And yeah, I mean, we don't need to elaborate more on how social media has become the hotspot for information sharing and consumption. All right. So yeah, speaking about social media, of course, we do have a very important update, but I think Nandita's the best person to take you through it.
Update, yes. With respect to like our Instagram, we have finally crossed the 100K, as we have crossed on YouTube as well. So it's a milestone in terms of that it just not being a number,
Yeah.
but it being a testament to the importance of fact checking in general. See, when you look at different platforms, be it YouTube or Instagram, there are so many other wide ranges of content, be it like skincare, tutorials, fintech, technology, finance. So there are like a range of topics that people are in general interested in.
Yeah.
What makes this a very huge milestone in that sense is that when you are doing fact checks, you are essentially going against people's cognitive biases,
Yeah.
that whatever they're believing on social media is not true. And we are also telling them that this is not true because these are our sources, this is the fact check, and this is why you should not believe it. So when we are going against people biases on like these platforms to tell them that this is important, people are also slowly realizing the value of fact checking, in the age of, in the digital age of like
Mhm.
deep fakes and like a sea of misinformation in general,
Yeah.
right? Like there are so many, a lot of the media outlets also, like you mentioned, are getting a few things wrong. So
Yeah.
it's important that we are pointing it out, and we are reaching out to people with this kind of news and other things. So that is where this number becomes very important. It's another feather in our cap in terms of like building that credibility. That number shows that 100,000 people, this we have finally been able to build our small community where people are spending time on social media,
Yeah.
not just to mindlessly scroll through things and memes, and there are so many more distractions and so much more easier to just scroll through, right?
Yeah.
But they're investing their time to consume and engage with our content, and
Yeah.
I think that is where we are very grateful for these 100,000 followers on both and across platforms, even on YouTube, Instagram. Even if it's just like 90 seconds, people are finding value in our work that we are doing, and the kind of impact that we are creating. So I think slowly we are seeing the triple effects as to how different teams are coming together to making sure that our fact check team is writing those specific fact checks. The production team is looking into translating it to audio visual
Hmm.
medium. The communications team is making sure that they're being distributed and essentially and effectively reaching people. So I think that is where it all comes together, and it's nice to know that people are finding value in this kind of work, and we are grateful for the 100,000 followers and people who chose to continue this journey with us. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting also because uh, we do speak about, in our meetings, you talk about how people are reaching out in DMs and actually actively engaging and saying that, hey, I came across this. Is it true or is
Yeah.
it false? Which is so great, and we're so grateful and absolutely encouraging this behavior going forward also across platforms, of course. So now that you've spoken what this milestone is and what it means, and yeah, since we're speaking about DMs and engagement and all of that, what is the impact that we, as a, not just a company, but as a sort of culture, hope to have through this continued work that we are doing on social media platforms?
Sure. So let me break it down into two parts. Essentially, we are looking at, say, short term, when people are just uh, reaching out to us on our DMs and other things. Like Sushmita was also talking about, there are natural events that are occurring, there are elections that are going on. I mean, there's no dearth of fake news on the internet. You can
Yeah.
find fake news across any topic, be it health or government schemes, a lot of things, right? So it's one thing is that people have uh, the immediate impact, the short term impact is that people know that a particular channel like Factly exists, and be it through our WhatsApp tip line or the DMs, they can reach out to us. Now
Yeah.
we have become that go to avenue for our followers.
Yes.
That's one. If I'm looking at, say, that being immediate, I'd like to elaborate a little more on that, given that our DMs are not just, uh, you know, oh, thank you for doing your work. With this kind of followers, I mean, with like greater followers, I'd like to believe that it comes with greater responsibility, accountability, and even criticism. So it's not just like all positive comments that we are getting. Like I said, because we are going against people's biases in general,
Mm.
they'd not like to believe that what we are saying is also true. So we do get comments like, why should we believe you? Oh, we'll unfollow you. So we are balancing the positive and the negative, and that's part of the job. And we'll take any PR. I mean, even bad PR is good for us. That also means that they're coming there to check what we are doing and then commenting on it. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for that. uh, and also the kind of real impact, right? Now when I say real impact, where I can quantify in the sense that, when, say, there is like a fake government scheme, or
Mm-hmm.
like, say, there's like a health
Mm-hmm.
misinformation, people have actually commented on our videos, on your videos, on like various videos across platforms saying that thank you, you know what, I came across that video and I was about to spend money on that.
Mm,
And
yeah,
losing that time, money, efforts, I think that is where we are creating that value, that real time value through our videos.
absolutely.
And also in terms of like just having an avenue, right? Like people do not even know that how to differentiate between what is fake and what is real.
Yeah,
Now when someone is doing it, they're suddenly finding value in the service that we are providing. I think that's one immediate thing that we are seeing in terms of like uh, like I was talking about it, they have an avenue to go to. Right now, they will get back to us asking for fact checks. They're saying that, hey, I came across this. Is this true or is this like false? With like our fact check team, it is very easier to like go back to that their fact checks, post it to them. So it's become a more of a dynamic relationship with our followers as well. And in terms of like a longer term impact, we'd like to believe, you know, inculcating the whole aspect of don't trust everything that you
yeah,
find on social media, and just to have that radar on that certain things can be false. Just because it is put up there, you don't have to believe it. That being said, we also want to inculcate in the long term as to what they can do about it. Like how can you do little fact checks on your own, and if you don't know, there's always like our fact check, like our WhatsApp tip line.
hmm,
So it's things like that in like the long term, the whole the idea of like how you can fact check, how you can verify news on your own. We are building that little instinct. I think that is where like longer term, um, we hope to see that change happening because it's very important in the digital age as
yeah,
such.
absolutely. And I think great point about curiosity, because we have a question from Akhilesh Suresh, which says, "What is this interview about?" Thank you for reaching out. Akhilesh Suresh has asked, "Is there any opening?" I think you're talking about careers. Please, for everything, for what all of this is about, for everything that you would like to know. First off, if you've joined late, this is not an interview, this is an update from our team. So we all work at Factly, and this is an update as to what kind of, it's a fortnightly thing that we do. So this fortnight, which is the past 2 weeks, what is the kind of work that we've done, and what are the kind of milestones that we've achieved, which is what Nandita was just talking about, which is 100K followers on Instagram. And and If you want to know what this whole thing, the Factly Digest is essentially about what Factly does. So visit factly.in, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and follow us on social media. We are at Factly India everywhere. We really appreciate the curiosity. Definitely check out our work, and based on that, you can visit our website and see about the openings that are there. This is the first time we've gotten a question like this, so it's very heartening for us. Thank you for that, Akhilesh Suresh. And I think that's it. We don't have any other questions. Um, with that, we come to the end of this edition of the Factly Digest. The next one will be 2 weeks from now. That is the 28th of December, around the same time, which is 6 p.m. IST. And of course, we are coming to you every day with our videos. There are the daily fact check videos, and there's the work on social media as well, which apart from fact checking, it covers court review, court judgments in a nutshell, data, complex data boiled down to what it essentially means for you. So really, really interesting work on our website, on our YouTube channel, on our social media platforms. So definitely follow us across these platforms. A lot of this work is happening in Telugu as well. And so through our daily work, stay connected, and join our membership program. Reach out to us, DMs, comments on videos, all of it. We are responsive, and we will get back to you, unless it's something really, really inane, which then excuse us, please. But yeah, constructive criticism, feedback, all of it is very welcome, and we look forward really to hearing it. And yeah, that's it. Then we reach the end of this edition, and we hope to see you the next time on the Factly Digest, and of course before that, through our daily work, which is what I went through a little earlier. Thank you so much.
Thank you.